Welcome to SSS Hardware's high-speed nail making machine commissioning and installation video. This video is divided into 10 parts including machine position placement, connective heavy-duty connector, wire straightening, and more. Let's watch the whole thing together. Part 1. Machine position placement. We recommend the use of forklift trucks to move the machines, which will improve handling efficiency. First, place the mainframe in a location planned in advance. If the machine is placed close to a wall or other obstacle, it is recommended that a distance of 1.5 meters be retained to facilitate future machine maintenance and servicing. Secondly, position the release stand 1.5 to 2 meters away from the mainframe and a little to the left. Like the position shown in the video at this point. In the case of multiple sets of machines, they should be placed in sequence. It is recommended that each machine be spaced at least 1.5 meters apart. Part 2. Connect of heavy-duty connector. Simply locate one end of the heavy-duty connector, insert the other end, and lock the clips. Follow the video and finish installing all the heavy-duty connectors. Part 3. Wire straightening. When the wire disc is placed, one end of the wire passes through the arrow to reach the straightening device. When the wire disc is placed, one end of the wire passes through the arrow to reach the straightening device. This device is a wire straightening device. From the top viewpoint, the left side is a wire straightening device for up and down curvature, and the right side is a wire straightening device for left and right curvature. Adjustment is achieved by using an open-end spanner to tighten or loosen the outer hexagonal bolt to adjust the position of the bearing. Now that it looks like the wire is biased to one side, tighten the last screw a little more. Follow the video and make several adjustments, tightening 1/3 turn at a time. Then look at the results until it looks straight to the naked eye. When the wire is adjusted to the same left and right direction and passes smoothly through the groove of the bearing, the next step is to adjust the top and bottom curvature of the wire. Adjust the upper and lower curvatures in the same way as you adjust the left and right curvatures of the wire. When the upper and lower curvatures have been adjusted so that they look fine to the naked eye, pass the wire through the A, B, C, and D units in sequence. Part 4. Adjustment nail clip. This is a schematic of the structure of the nail clip. Adjustments are required here when replacing wire of different diameters. First, loosen the bolts with an Allen spanner. Then turn the eccentric wheel to adjust the distance between the buckle and the base. Enable the wire to pass through without obstruction and to snap into place after passing through. Final locking screws. Part 5. Wire inlet. The wire feed nozzle mainly plays a role in stabilizing the wire feed to ensure that the direction of the wire will not be biased and at the same time protects the belt. Next, it explains how to adjust the wire inlet nozzle. These 4 screws are used to secure the clamp. These 2 screws are used to keep the gap between the clamp and the wire so that the wire can pass through unobstructed. Note that the gap between the clamp and the nail is about 0.1 millimeters. Adjust it to what is shown in the video is okay. After completing the adjustment of the wire inlet nozzle, it needs to be installed on the machine. Part 6 Installation. This is a schematic diagram of the structure of scissors and scissor holder. Removal of the scissor mold requires the use of an open-end spanner to remove the bolts from the scissor clamping block. The steps to install the scissor mold are shown in the video. The steps for removing and installing the upper and lower scissor molds are the same. After installing the scissors, use a wrench to loosen the bolts supporting the scissors by one turn. This will help prevent damage to the scissors mold due to insufficient clearance when adjusting its position. When adjusting the up and down positions of the scissors, start by manually rotating the brake disc until the wire can pass through the scissors and the scissors are preparing to engage to cut the wire. Then, use a wrench to slowly tighten the bolts that were loosened earlier, allowing the scissor blades to gradually move closer to the wire until there is no gap between the blades and the wire. Note: at this point, check if the wire is centered in the middle of the scissor blades. If it's not, you'll need to adjust the device shown in the video. Next, adjust the top scissor position and repeat the same process for the bottom scissor position. Now manually rotate the brake disc and try to cut the wire. After cutting the wire, it was found that the gap between the upper and lower scissor ports was large. After adjusting the top and bottom positions of the scissor mold, you need to remove the cut nail and observe the shape of the nail tip. During this process, be sure not to flip the nail over randomly, lest you fail to determine which side the top and bottom of the nail tip is on. Now observe the shape of the tip of the nail, and note that the shape is not symmetrical on both sides of the tip. If the shape is larger on one side, you can adjust the screw so that the scissor holder turns towards that side. Adjustment of the shape and size of the nail tip is achieved by moving the position of the scissor seat by twisting the bolt pointed by the arrow with a spanner. Finally, a slow motion look at the process and sound of the scissors cutting the wire. Part 7 Nail Mold Installation and Removal. This is a schematic diagram of the structure of the nail mold and the base of the nail mold. When installing, you need to be aware of the difference in the order of nailing the moldings. The right side is the secondary molding and the left side is the primary molding. The first step in replacing the nail molding is to dismantle it. Use a screw and Allen key to remove the nail mold clamping block as per the video. The new mold is then replaced and the clamping plate refitted. The nail mold base is then fitted to the machine. Observe the position of the top of the bolts supporting the nail molding in the video. When you are not sure if the nail molding is in the right position, follow the video and screw the bolts first to the position as shown in the video. Then twist the bolt to move the mold slowly upwards towards the nail shank. Crank the brake disc and observe the position of the nail molding. Adjust the position of the mold until the peg bar is perfectly aligned with the mold slot, as shown in the video. Now looking at it from another angle, you can see that the nail shank fits into the slots of the mold. Adjustment of the left and right positions of the mold is achieved by twisting the 3 adjusting screw identified in the figure. Finally, install the top nail molding base and then adjust its position. Adjust it the same way as before, until it is adjusted to the same effect as in the video. Here are a couple of notes. Number 1, the nail mold and wire diameter must be matched, and the nail mold holder must not be reversed or replaced. Number 2, all screws on the nail mold holder must be locked before starting the machine. Part 8, Nail Head Adjustment. This is a diagram of the nail cap punch structure. From the picture, it can be known that 1. The device consists of a base 5, a main punch 7, a sub-punch 3, and 2 adjusting alloy screws 2. The adjusting screws 1 allow the nail cap to be initially shaped 8, and the adjusting 1-to-1 screws allow the nail cap to be shaped 9. At the same time, the 1-to-1 screw control the nail head diameter size. See specific debugging steps below. The first step is to install the base. After installing the base, tighten the bolts in the video. Step 2. Hand crank the brake disc and observe the distance between the punch and the nail cap. At this point, it was noticed that there was a large distance between the punch and the nail cap. The third step is to adjust the punch lever so that the punch is close to the nail die in order to shape the nail cap. Loosen these 2 black bolts. Then gently pry the clamping block so that the gear can be turned easily. Then turn the gear clockwise. Note, turn the gear clockwise with the punch close to the nail mold. Turning the gear counterclockwise moves the punch away from the nail mold. Then hand crank the brake disc and observe the effect after adjustment. If the results are not very satisfactory, try several times until you are satisfied with the results. The video shows the 3 forms of the nail cap, with the normal form on the left, a nail cap that is too thin in the middle, and a nail cap that is too thick on the right. Next, adjust the size of the diameter of the nail head. Adjust this bolt to prepare the nail cap for initial shaping. It also controls the shape during preliminary forming. Normally it is adjusted so that the distance between the nail head and the nail mold is 2 to 3 millimeters. After adjusting the bolts, continue to adjust the position of the sub-punch. The bolt being unscrewed in the video is the sub-punch. Just adjust the shape until it looks like the one on the right side of the video. The shape on the left is caused by the fact that the distance between the sub-punch and the nail die is too small, so the impact force acting on the nail head is too large. As you can see, the consequence of the bad shape on the right side is that the nail cap appears to be delaminate. The final adjustment to the size of the diameter of the nail head is to adjust the bolt identified in the arrow. The final satisfactory result is obtained by making several attempts and measuring the size of the nail head. Part 9, Nail Length Adjustment. In manual mode, push the brake disc in so that it snaps into place. First, loosen the 2 bolts marked with blue arrows with an open-ended spanner. Twist clockwise in the direction marked by the red arrow to increase the length of the nail and counterclockwise to decrease the length of the nail. Note 1. One turn of the screw increases or decreases the length of the nail by 3.5 millimeters. Note 2. Be sure to tighten all screws after each adjustment. Note 3. For each adjustment, allow the machine to run automatically for at least 10 seconds before measuring the length of the nail. Part 10 Adjustment Nail Belt. This is a schematic of the belt position. Here's an explanation of how to remove and install the belt. Before replacing the belt, remove the punch base and wire inlet nozzle to make it easier to install or remove the belt. Then use a spanner to loosen the fixing screws on the sector adjusting plate. If the belt gets stuck here, you can remove this axle. Next, loosen the set screws on the belt platen. Normally, there are 4 fixing screws for the belt platen. Then take out the upper and lower belts and replace them with new ones to fit. After removing both the top and bottom belts, now to install the new belt. The sequence of installation is to install the lower belt first, and then the upper belt. After the upper and lower belts have been initially turned, reattach the wheel spindles that were previously disassembled. Then retighten the previously loose bolts as per the video. Before fixing the screws, you need to check that the belt teeth correspond to the teeth of the timing wheel. When tightening the bolts of the belt pressure plate, it is necessary to pay attention to the clearance here and maintain a clearance of 3 to 5 millimeters. Finally, hand crank the brake disc and bring the wire close to the belt holes and observe that the wire passes through the belt holes unobstructed. If you find that the wire is not aligned with the belt holes, calibrate the position of the belt holes by adjusting the position of the teeth of the upper and lower timing wheels. Adjustment method. Loosen the bolt half a turn or 1 turn first. Then loosen the timing wheel screws and turn the timing wheel, then observe the position of the belt holes. Then loosen the timing wheel screws and turn the timing wheel, then observe the position of the belt holes. Remember that the upper and lower belts should be adjusted synchronously. Finally, adjust to the result shown in the video. That concludes the video in its entirety. Thank you for watching.